Well, it looks, oh, testing 1, 2.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Could you turn on? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, let's take one deep breath together. Oh, now we've arrived. I love that. So good morning and welcome to those of you who are on YouTube and here in the room. I'm so glad it's not raining on us. So please stand and we're going to get started with 2 community songs. Marilyn, you're on.
So the first 4 lines we do repeat. I'll give you cues. I feel the love of God. It's in me, it's in you. I feel the love. I feel the love of God. It's in me, it's in you. I hear the joy of God. It's in me, it's in you. I hear the joy, yeah. I hear the joy of God. It's in me, it's in you. I know the good of God. It's in me, it's in you. I know the good now. I know the good of God. It's in me, it's in you. I see the beauty of God. It's in me, it's in you. I see the beauty. I see the beauty of God. It's in me, it's in you. Now we tie it all together like this. I feel it. I hear it. I know it. It's in me. I see it. Can you see it? It's the beauty in me. It's the beauty in you. Let's do that part again. I feel it. I hear it. I know it. It's in me. I see it. Can you see it? It's the beauty in me. It's the beauty in you. I love the love. I love the love of God. It's in me, it's in you. I love the love now. I love the love of God. It's in me, it's in you. Once again, I love the love. I love the love of God. It's in me, it's in you. 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 It's in me, it's in me. It's in you.
Sit, stand, sit.
Next slide, please. I'm so glad I am who I am. I'm so glad I am who I am. I'm so glad I am who I am. Thank you to heaven. Heaven is a place on earth. Heaven is a place in mind. It's the place where we learn our worth. Yeah. We can go there anytime. I'm so glad you are who you are. I'm so glad you are who you are. I'm so glad you are who you are. Thank you to heaven. Heaven is a place on earth. Heaven is a place in mind. It's the place where we learn our worth. Yeah. We can go there anytime. Yeah, yeah. I'm so glad we are who we are. I'm so glad we are who we are. I'm so glad we are who we are. Thank you to heaven. Heaven is a place on earth. Heaven is a place in mind. It's the place where we learn our worth. We can go there anytime. I'm so glad we are who we are. I'm so glad we are who we are. I'm so glad we are who we are. Thank you to heaven. Thank you to heaven. Thank you to heaven. Thank you to heaven. Thank you to heaven.
Thank you, Marilyn. Wow. Good, get the energy going. It's so good. Oh, so I'd like to welcome again everyone who's joined us on YouTube and here in the room while we were singing. And good morning and welcome to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. My name's Reverend Madeline Wade, and I'm the staff minister. I mean, I've been here forever. So, yeah. So, anyway. So I'm honored to be your MC, your minister, to hold the consciousness today. And I want to just remind us all of who we are. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the diversity of creation. We aspire to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of the science of mind. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirits, like singing, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, each other, and the world. We experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, our talents, and our treasures. And we intentionally promote our community and its teachings because we want to spread the word. We want to spread the word. Would anyone like to light the candle today? Reverend Lanny's got her hand up already. Okay. So now we want to do our inclusion lighting ritual with the candle. It's the fire. I love it, fire. There you go. Thank you. So with the Reverend Lanny lighting our candle, we light this candle to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all of life, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen. I haven't finished talking yet, so we're still good. I like old-fashioned matches myself. When in doubt, have matches. It seems more, I don't know, it just seems more natural to me to have matches. And they usually work. There you go. Careful. She's got it. There's light. Okay, so all of life, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen, to remind us of the light of spirit within each and every one of us. Thank you so much, Lanny. Okay, so what I'd like to do is find out what's alive in you today. So if you shout something out, I will say it into the mic so that the world can hear it. So what's alive in you today? Joy, unity, gratitude, creativity, light, inclusion, love, acceptance, feeling, healing, I heard feeling. I wonder why I would hear that. Anyway, what? Wholeness, prosperity, hope, compassion, truth, grace. There's one over there. Faith, friendship. Well, we could do this all for an hour. It's fine. No, I'm good with it. It's like, anybody else? Cooperation. Guess what? We're going to do this again at the end. So if you think of something in the meantime, we're good. Don't worry about it. It's all good. So I also want you to know that we're a praying community. And it's so powerful due to spiritual mind treatments and prayer. So if you are sitting in the rows behind the first row, there are purple slips in the seat pockets in front of you. If you want to fill out a prayer request and put it in there's a little wooden box to the left of the front door. We pray on these on Mondays and during the week. So if you'd like to fill one out, definitely do that. If you want to get a quickie with me, you guys have, I'm not saying anything about your mind. Anyway, so, no, because we have a workshop at 11:30. So I can give you, boom, you're done. But, oh, that's terrible. I gotta be. So I'm not gonna say anything else. Okay. I'm just digging a hole, you know? So is there anyone here who's here for the first or second time? If you'd raise your hand. Welcome! Yay! Yay! Thank you for coming. That's so exciting. It's very exciting. And now we are a community, a spiritual community. So guess what? We have announcements. Reverend Julia is going to do our announcements for us.
Thanks, Madeline. I'm Reverend Julia, and I am the bridge minister here. Delighted to see all of you today. And because we are a praying community, we have implemented a new service. So if you would like to support each other in prayer during the week, there's a yellow slip over there on the foyer table, and you can just fill one out, put it in that basket, and then at the end of the service, go pick one out and connect with your prayer partner. I'm delighted to say that our guest speaker, Rev Mitch, is doing a workshop after service today. Eat, Pray, Live from 11:30 to 1:30. The suggested love donation is $20, so please join us for that. On April 15th, we have Sacred Circle Dancing again. That may or may not be here in the center, depending on the weather. So please check with Judy to find out where it will be. Our next Board of Trustees meeting is on the 21st. If you'd like to get on the agenda, please talk to one of the board members about that. Poetry Open Mic Night with Rev Lanny will be on May 10th, and yard beautification volunteers are needed. And I just have to say, this wonderful thing keeps happening. Everything we need and more is already available. So this week, we got a phone call from somebody that would like to do community service. And I said, well, the thing we need most right now is yard beautification. He said, well, I just started yard maintenance company, and I love to take care of bushes and plants. So Ken will be here on Tuesday. So, yeah, just as a reminder, please help us set up the keyboard after the service. And that's it for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Yeah, and guess what? We get to sing again. Marilyn! Yay, community song. So if you'd like to, do you want everyone to stand up? I don't know what song it is. Do you want people to stand?
It's your choice. Just stay seated.
Okay, stay seated, relax.
Relax. But please do sing along. You are a treasure. Open up your mind. Let yourself feel the pleasure being a part of the divine. We are all special. We're each unique. Open up your heart and find the love you seek. I am a treasure. I open up my mind. I let myself feel the pleasure, being a part of the divine. We are all special. We're each unique. I open up my heart and find the love I seek. Little musical interlude here. We are open to one mind. We are a treasure, open to one mind. We let ourselves feel the pleasure, being a part of the divine. We are all special, we're each unique. We open up our hearts and find the love we seek. We are all special. We are all special. We're each unique. We open up our hearts and find the love we seek.
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you, Marilyn. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. Oh. Oh. Yes, breathing. Let's do another deep breath. Oh, yes, feel it in. Oh. So, there won't be any shock in this audience. The sacred reading is about love. And it's, for those of you who aren't familiar with this is the 365 Science of Mind. It's Ernest Holmes. And this is from February 1st. Each month has a theme, and love is the theme for February. God's presence in me is love. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. The divine presence within me is everlasting love. The action of love is expressed in my world. God's wisdom holds me steady, and the peace of God fills me. I am his, her creation, understood, wanted, and cared for. From this infinite source, I give and receive love in my world. If petty emotions seem to trouble me, I immediately turn to the source within me of strength and peace. God in me does the loving, and I have no fear. Kindness and understanding are shown to me. I bless anyone who seems to disturb me. I know how to love those who are dear to me and love them more each day. As our love grows, so we grow as individuals. God in me is never troubled. Nothing can take love from me or keep it out of my heart. Love enters freely, and there is no restriction to it. I came into this world to love, and I am loving. I express my love for God, a boundless gratitude, because I live. God rejoices for me because of and by means of me. And so it is. Yes. So we're coming up on our time of inward shift and meditation, but first, I wanted to share a few words because the community value for today is love. And so powerful in an emotion. And I feel it in my body, in my heart, in my mind, and words aren't enough, as you know, because you've all felt it. Everyone in this room has felt love for someone else or felt the love coming back, because in this room there is love. There is caring, kindness, compassion. And that's what community is about. It's feeling the love. Now, is it always placid and graceful? No. But as Ernest Holmes reminds us, there's still love, because we all are that embodiment of it. We truly all are. So what I'd like to do is to challenge you all to have an intention every day to consciously, with awareness, recognize, feel, express whatever love, so that every day you're like, okay, what's my love hit for today? Am I going to give it? Or am I just going to look at the magnificence of the sky and the trees and feel it in my body? Or the daffodils, or the bunny, or the woodpecker pecking on my house. Yeah, so it's like, where is my love today? Is it the love for the earth? It's beauty. It could be, and it's like, hello, your intention could be like a zillion things. You don't have to stick to one. But what I want to challenge us all to do is to really consciously be love in your days. I mean, I don't have to work very hard because my cat is there for me. And I saw a doggy, so I know there's more love in this room than there are people love. There's animal love. It's just amazing. And I love this country. I was born in this country. I love this country. And I want the best for the country. And for the world as well. So all of those things. And just like little things, like you could experience a synchronicity in your life. That happened to me yesterday. I just love when I'm worrying about a change or whatever, and I come across a reading that's so perfect. It's like, so stuff like that happens. Let alone all the beloveds in our lives. I see some of you holding hands. My beloved's over there on the computer. He's always on the computer. Hi, honey. But the thing is, well, that's the other. Humor is part of love too. You got to have a sense of humor. So it's just every day for the rest of your life. Okay, this is my challenge. For the rest of your life, be aware, be conscious of the love in your life, and you can create it. It just flows to you. Sometimes it's like, oh, there it is. Whatever. Just be awake and aware of it. So, love's blessings every day. Gratitude for that. So I want to have us go into some quiet meditation for 5 minutes. And I'm going to ring the bowl and say Om. And then we'll go into meditation. And then I'll bring you out with a prayer. one love, one power, one source, one divine creator. Spirit is present in each and every one of us. As we breathe in Spirit, we breathe out Spirit. We are that divine presence in this world. Everything is that divine presence in this world. And as I know this, I know that our beautiful, loving actions ripple out into the world. We, each and every one of us, make a difference. That love, that peace, that creativity that is us is those butterfly wings that impact everything. So I just know for each and every one of us that there is prosperity, there is love, there is creativity, there is divine, beautiful, loving relationships, and that we are awake and aware that we are love. We are love. And I know and accept that as we gather in spiritual, loving community, that expands and shifts the consciousness of the world as well. That there is that love, that light, that infinite supply and beautiful distribution of supplies and food and shelter to everyone in this entire world. I know and accept peace in this world. And I know that holding that consciousness and expanding that is so powerful, so powerful. So I know and accept that the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living is blessed. And I know and accept Reverend Mitch's message today is magnificent and inspiring. And I know that each and every one of us who've gathered here in support and to hear and on YouTube in the world are impacted. Our hearts are open. We are more alive. We are so grateful. I know and accept gratitude for all the blessings in this world. And I know that divine power of law is in action. It is so, it is done, that we have spoken the word. We know it, we hear it, we embody it. So with grace, love, trust, peace, and deep, deep gratitude, I let these words go. And together we may say together, and so it is. Thank you, thank you. Ah, yes, yes, yes. So now it's time for our affirmation. Oh, there we go. We got it. So I will say it once, and then we'll all say it together. All of my relationships are love in form. Together. All of my relationships are love in form. And so it is. Yay! Okay. What we'd like to do is have Marilyn sing a song for us.
Now this song begins and ends with a chant. I'll show you how it goes so you can sing it with me. I am opening to love. I am opening to love. I can spread my wings. Love is everything. I am open to love. Sing it with me. I am opening to love. I am opening to love. I can spread my wings. Love is everything. I am open to love. Now here's some very personal information that I want to share with you today. How about if I try something new? How about if I treat myself as I treat you? I honor you, I give you respect. I honor you, I give you respect. Of your feelings I'm considerate, and I truly want you to get that I love you. I'll stand for you even when you are down. I'll offer you a smile to compensate for your frown. I see all of space is for to grow. I'm glad you're here and I want you to know. What is it about me has me set myself aside? What is it about me? I've been trying to hide just some things I told myself a long time ago. And I've worked hard to convince myself that these things are so. I said I'm not good enough. Something's wrong with me. I said I'm on my own. No one cares about me. Oh, this is a brand new day. I see that life is what I make it. As sure as I love you today, if I can give it, I can take it. It's time to get honest. I know I'm really not that bad. It's time to be grateful for what I have and what I don't have. I can release myself to give and let live. I can do, be, and have it all as I gratefully give. I'm willing to risk it all. Humbly I know that I'm small. Gratefully I gather the courage to follow my divine urges and boldly move forward. This risk I can afford. Gratefully recognizing the gift is in giving. Oh, this is my reason for living. And here we go. I am opening to love. I am opening to love. I can spread my wings. Love is everything. I am opening, open to love again. I am opening to love. I am opening to love. I can spread my wings. Love is everything. I am opening.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. That was beautiful. Oh, my goodness gracious. Ah, yeah. Oh, yes. Deep breath. That was for me, not for you. So I'm so excited that I get to introduce our speaker for today, Reverend Mitch Austin. Yay. Okay. He lives in Sacramento, and he's, you moved already. Where are you now? You're here, where? Oh, God. Okay, I've been out of town. Oh, so kind. Where, Grass Valley? Okay. Reverend Mitch lives in Grass Valley, California. Well, some of this other stuff's probably old, too. Okay. The bottom line is he's here, and he is a graduate of the Emerson Theological Institute back in October. Yay. And he's got a message to share with us today. And he's also, he's going to be here from 11:30 to 1:30, giving us a workshop called Eat, Pray, Live. So, someone reminded me that Diego's probably delivers food if you didn't bring any food. Or you could run over there real quick, maybe. I don't know how it works. Anyway, but you're going to get your soul fed. Your stomach can wait. You can wait, Okay, so it's all good. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce Reverend Mitch Austin.
Thank you. Can we give it up again for Marilyn and her beautiful music? And Rev Madeline, her wonderful platform and comedy routine. Love that. And Reverend Lanny, navigating the candle, under pressure, doing a beautiful job. So grateful you made it here today. Isn't today an amazing day? There's so many places we could be, and we're here. We're here in a place that's opening us to love, connection, and community. And we couldn't have community if you didn't show up. Turn to a friend and say, glad you're here. Turn to someone else, say, glad you're here. Right? It'd be a little weird if there was just one person and me. Awkward. I'm also so grateful I invited some friends to join us today, and I got 6 RSVPs and 9 people showed up. Thank you so much for traveling and coming out today. And there was a time in my life that not only would I have not gotten 6 RSVPs, I wouldn't even have had 6 people to invite. I'm going to talk about that time period in my life today towards the end of the talk and what changed it all. I also want to mention, if you're new here today, that in our teachings, it's very eclectic. You notice there's some Buddhist stuff going on, there's some Christian stuff, so we just kind of borrow from all wisdom. Whatever aligns with the high spiritual truth, you'll see it pop up here. And one thing you may be wondering is kind of what if some of our core beliefs are, and there's this one very important one I want to mention, and that is we don't believe in sin and condemnation. At least not in that traditional way, but we do believe in cause and effect. Cause and effect. We believe in these things called spiritual laws. You can't see them. They're invisible like the law of gravity. But they're also impersonal. In other words, there's no presence out there judging you around the use of these laws. Just like the law of gravity, if I got up on the roof, even though I'm a minister, and I step off the edge, the law of gravity is going to bring me to the ground really fast, right? Right? It's not going to say, well, he's a good guy. Let's just softly bring him, right? And so the law of mind, which is a spiritual law, which basically says that our belief systems, what we think, what we believe to be true, outpictures in our life, the law of mind. So we pay attention to what we're thinking. but it's all the beliefs. It's our conscious and subconscious mind. And so today we're going to focus a little more on the subconscious mind. And so I'm calling today's talk, and there's gifts in there, the gifts of the three shadows. The shadow part of our being, that part where we sweep things under the rug that aren't so pretty, right? The doubts, the fear, maybe the shame. But there's gifts when we go into those shadows and we're willing to look at those parts of ourselves and embrace them so we can have a whole self-acceptance, right? That's when the inner love comes out. That's when the freedom comes out. That's when the clarity comes out, right? Who wants more freedom, more clarity, more enlightenment? You want it? Great, good. We're going to go through your shadow self today. Be brave. We can do this together. So why talk about the shadow self? We cannot be whole with ourselves until we claim our entire being. In fact, you've heard the term lightness of being. That includes unpacking those not so elegant part of ourselves and embracing them. Here's what Carl Jung says, and he actually coined the term shadow self, right? He says, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. See, that's our work as seekers, not only to look from without for our wisdom, but within. Debbie Ford, who was known as a shadow expert, she wrote the book, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. Amazing book if you don't have it. And she says, find the gifts of your shadow and you will finally revel in the glory of your true self. Then you will have the freedom to create the life you've always desired. Because until we really know ourselves, we can't really put our feet and our action, our intentions on the path that meets us where we're really at on the inside. Sometimes the temptation is we should all over ourselves. Anybody? I should do this. I should be that. I should achieve this. Right? Shadow self might be at work. So the three shadows I'm going to focus on, the first one is insecurity and worthiness. Anyone ever hear the term imposter syndrome? Right? Who are we to shine? Who are we to be seen? I'm telling you, the first time I got up and spoke, my heart was pumping, I was sweating. Who am I? Are people going to like the message? It was a lot of resistance to get through, to be seen. It's easier just to hide, right? The second shadow we're going to talk about, and this one I picked for us metaphysicians, is over self-reliance. Yeah, we're going to go there. And shadow number three is one of the most powerful shadows we can work with in our lives. And that's the denial of death. When we embrace this shadow, and we have little deaths and we have large deaths, right? When we embrace it and we bring it clearly into our consciousness, it gives us the clarity we need to live a vibrant life now, today. And we're going to unpack that shadow as well. So what is the shadow self? It's those things that we repress, that we hide away, those parts of ourselves, I like to say, we put in the junk drawer of our mind. Anyone got a junk drawer, right? You didn't know what to do with something. You don't want the neighbors to see it or what, you just put it in there. That's where our failures live. That's where our limiting beliefs are stuck. Our judgment of self, those desires that don't fit with the expectations of our family or our community. I remember once I heard about a very successful attorney who made $400 an hour. Life was good on the outside. But you know what his heart's desire was? To be a landscape architect. He loved plants. Yeah, that doesn't pay $400 an hour. So he kept doing the job that he hated, right? That disconnect of self. We got to go in there and know that we're worthy to live our highest and best life. And when we engage, we reclaim all of ourselves, right? And here's the thing. It's not that we want to get rid of the shadow. You'll never get rid of the shadow because wherever there's light, there's shadow. They work together. right? So I can be a minister and get a speeding ticket. I'm fine. Like I don't have to be perfect in the definition of the world's perfect. And when we can look at those parts we've disowned and we can heal them. Because if we don't, what we resist persists, right? And here's the thing, that junk drawer, it gets full, it starts leaking out. It leaks out on your neighbor, on your spouse, on your best friend, on yourself. And so we need to be brave and we need to go there. And here's the thing, when we embrace all of ourselves, the warts, the rough patches, everything, all of it, and we say, this is me, and my fabulousness, and my not so fabulousness, I get to be human. You know, I think there's a reason God, Spirit, the divine, created us all with a little piece that isn't quite perfect. It's so that your piece can come meet mine, and your piece can meet theirs. And together we make a tapestry of humanity so that we need each other. Because if we didn't need each other, imagine what that'd be like. Hunger Games or something, I don't know, it wouldn't be good. So when we embrace all of ourselves, we actually release ourselves from a mental prison of our own creation. And you know, you've met these people who embrace all of themselves. Anybody ever see that one person in front of the band at the park just dancing away, no rhythm? You go to karaoke, they can't find a note in the paper bag, but they don't care. And what's interesting is everyone loves that person because they know their inner perfection. I want you to know it too. I want you to be able to see it, see all of it, love it, and heal that divide within. Here's what Stephen Levine says about this. He says, to heal is to touch with love that which we previously touched with fear. And there's a lot of fear around some of the things we would call imperfections, but at the highest level are working together for our good and our collective good. So you might ask, Mitch, how do I find out? If it's in the shadow, how do I know what's there? First thing you can do is you can look at patterns. If you see the same pattern playing out, like it's a different scene, but the same thing is unfolding, you know, everywhere you go, there you are. It's a time to get curious about what's in the junk drawer, what's in my belief system, what am I not looking at? I had this experience back in my 30s. I had left a job of 10 years because I wanted to be a manager. Right? I'm going to go get me a manager job. And I show up to the job, and I think I'm all that, and my coworkers inform me I am not. It was not great. And I thought, oh, these people don't get me. I went and got myself another job up here in Davis. It's what brought me to the area. And I'm like, I love these people. And then a year later, I'm like, these people don't get me. Same issues. And I had done enough work to realize what's the common denominator. And I realized that I was taking up all the oxygen in the room. I wasn't developing meaningful relationships. I'm the one that always had the answer, which means your thoughts really didn't matter, right? I learned some things about myself. It was hard to look at, but it was important. The other thing you can look for is reactive moments. You know, somebody ever say something innocent, you showed up as somebody you don't recognize? Who dat? I don't know what happened. I had a roommate, we'll call him Bruce. He loved to tell me things like how to break down the boxes to go into the recycling. And it was innocent enough, but I was not happy, like something was going on, right? It wasn't about him. I knew it was about me, that there was something about rules and control and people telling me things to do. I had to go sit with myself for a minute so I could love Bruce again. Self-sabotage is the other one. Self-sabotage. When we have conflicting beliefs, right? If we believe it's not safe to open our heart and we go out dating and we find that really amazing person, there'll be a part of us that'll sabotage it all of a sudden. Or maybe it's around money. You're doing your money affirmations, right? I am wealthy. I have $1 million in the bank. But somewhere in your junk drawer, you believe that rich people aren't kind or nice. See? So, yes, we want to focus on what we want to manifest, but we also got to be aware to look in our shadow. And so, as we do this work of worthiness, we need to remember to surpass or go past our ego-based thinking. That part of us that believes we are what we have, what we do, what others think of us, right? Because the world, Madison Avenue will tell you, for you to be okay, for you to be hip, you got to have those shoes or that car, right? We see it in advertising all the time. And when we go to a party and people say, well, who are you? We'll say things like, oh, I'm a retiree, I used to be a teacher, or I'm a grandparent, or I work here at CSL Sierra, or whatever it is. We start handing out our labels. You notice we only hand out the shiny ones? We never hand out addict, divorcee, black sheep. We keep those hidden away. Gail Brenner says, there is something that plagues so many of us. Call it low self-esteem. It doesn't matter by what name. What matters is that we secretly feel unworthy and that we're afraid to take the risks to let others see us. To let others see us. Because if we're not seen, right, we're not participating in life. Not really. If we're people-pleasing, we're trying to put our labels out there, the real us never gets to see the light of day. And when we do that work, we can experience an authentic love beyond our wildest dreams, which I've experienced a little bit of just today with all the beautiful friends that have shown up. The second shadow we're going to talk about is over self-reliance. Remember Monty Python, Morty Arthur Knight, and he's there fighting the guy, and he loses an arm, so he picks up the sword and starts fighting him and loses the other arm. He goes, I will bite you. And the guy fighting him's like, really, guy? I'm going to do it myself. So I'm working with the book from Parker Palmer, Let Your Life Speak. And when I read this passage, it blew my mind, and I think it's something that we can all learn from. He says, functional atheism is the belief that the ultimate responsibility for everything rests with us. This is the unconscious, unexamined conviction that if anything decent's going to happen here, we are the ones that must make it happen. A conviction held even by people who talk a good game about God. Right? So making elbow room for God is so important. The first time I gave this talk, the Sunday before, I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to go to church. I was feeling not shiny. I was kind of down, had a little black cloud over my head, and I just wanted to hide. I didn't want anyone to see me this way. But then I remembered I was giving this talk. Best self-development program ever. So I went to church. And I got fed. I got some hellos, some hugs, some how are you doing? And then the music started opening my heart up and my vibration. And then the message was riveting. I swear it was written just for me. And by the end of the service, the person that walked in that day was not the same person that walked out. So I want to invite you to come here, not just when you're shiny and glowing. How many people have avoided church or friends sometimes when you've had the little, tell the truth, we're in church, God's watching. I know us, I've met us. So the last shadow I want to talk about is the denial of death. You know, we have many little deaths, and those endings bring cycles of new beginnings. And we having a new beginning, Karen and I just moved to Grass Valley yesterday. Yeah, every day is like, thank you. We're so happy to be here. Every day is like Easter. We're just looking for something in a box. I'm lucky I found, yeah, well, it could have been bad. Here's what Buddha says. Buddha says the trouble is you think you have time. That's the trouble. You know, in the book Tuesdays with Morrie, one of my favorite books, he talks about the Buddhist practice that each morning you pretend there's a bird on your shoulder and you turn to the bird and go, is it today? Is it today that we move on to the next expression of our being? See, it keeps fresh before us that transition really can happen anytime because we're on God's time, that thing that created us, that's going out before us and preparing the way. See, this kind of smelling salts of the temporariness of our being helps us prioritize. It helps us forgive the hurts. It helps us to create from our heart that thing that's being called forth. It helps us let go of the small stuff. It helps us say, I love you, and not wait, because we think we have time. You know, Confucius says, we have two lives, and the second life begins when we realize we only have one. Don't wait for the diagnosis. I remember when I was living two lives and I woke up to the one life. So I went through practitioner training, 2 years you go through training, and the first year is all about how life got to be the way it is. A whole year to look at your life in every area, money, love. And a lot of my classmates were like, this is so hard, and there were tears at class, and I'm like, oh, no problem, got it. Let's talk about money, let's talk about relationships. And then we had to talk about death. And I'm like, okay, good, and we're going to do a eulogy. And I went to do the eulogy, bam, clotheslined. We had to write out who would be in the room, what would be said about our lives. I couldn't even think of who would put it on. I sat there with the blank piece of paper. I didn't even know. And not only that, when I thought about, well, who'd be in the room, it'd be a few obligated family members I hadn't really talked to, and maybe one or two exes. That was it. That was it. I had no real friends. And I was shook to my core. My life was this bankrupt that I had done so much in my professional life, but I had no friends. It's like everything I'd accomplished lost meaning in that one moment. And so I went to church in crisis. That Sunday, I found a practitioner. I said, you've got to pray with me, because I had no bearings. I had no north. I had no sense of having lived that one real life. And so we prayed. I had to tell her I had no friends. I mean, that's hard. And then afterwards, she invited me to lunch. She wanted to be my friend. And it was then that I changed. Every time I went to church, I found a way to connect with people, hug people, serve, listen, be with people. I finally was the friend I wanted to have. And a year later, I was walking past that same practitioner. I said, you never believe it? I have so many friends. I have friends at church. I had friends at work. I have 2 a.m. come find you friends on the side of the road. Some of them are here in the room today. And everything shifted from that moment. I learned to be of service. I learned to embrace my imperfections. And I learned that, most importantly, we don't come here for us. We come here for each other. And ironically, when we give what's inside away, it multiplies and comes back. And when we can start to trust that part of how Spirit works, we'll know a life unlike anything we could ever imagine. And I know that's true for me right now. So I want to close with a little piece from the Gospel of Thomas. And I never really understood this passage until I put this talk together. And the passage is, if you bring forth what is within you, then what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. When I did my eulogy, I saw that I hadn't bring forth my love, my service, my connection, my talents even. I wasn't speaking. I wasn't praying. And all of that being stuck inside me created that discontent. It made me feel like I wasn't living a true life. It was that little spiritual death, that gets eaten away, one little lie at a time that we tell ourselves. So it's my deepest prayer that when you leave here today, that you remember how worthy you are. You were created by the most all-powerful presence, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving, that thought you were a good idea in the mind of God. Lumps and bumps and all. And it's my prayer that you remember that we are better together. Allow yourself to pray with somebody, to get help, support. Come here when you're not shiny, so that we can love you into the next expression of yourself. You don't have to do it alone. And who would want to anyway? Right? Get there with people cheering you on. And lastly, carry the bird on your shoulder. What right now do you know you've been putting away for the second life that needs to happen today? Maybe it's a phone call saying, I'm sorry. Maybe it's an I love you you've just held back. Or maybe it's a passion project that's been knocking on your door. Do it today. One little step today will make all the difference. Thank you so much. Namaste. Blessed be. Blessed be. Love you guys.
Thank you, Reverend Mitch. Oh my gosh. Okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, that I need to worry about. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, goodness. And she knows her cue. Marilyn's going to serenade us again. Are we singing?
Yes.
Okay. Are we standing?
Come on, let's do that.
Stand, please. Yes, energy.
So right, these words are from the book titled This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. And I found these words in there and turned into a little something. And I'm going to show you how it goes and ask you to sing it with me. It goes like this. Love makes the way clear before me. Joy wells up within my mind. And life sings its song of ecstasy in my heart, yeah. Love makes the way clear before me. Joy wells up within my mind. And life sings its song of ecstasy in
Thank you, Marilyn. Oh, my goodness. Please have a seat. Yes. Oh, my goodness. That was so wonderful. Okay, can you feel the vibrations of all the energy in here? It's like, I got the chills, you know? It's like, okay. So it's our time of conscious giving. So there's a prosperity affirmation. And Javon, are you going to be doing that? Or? Yes, I will. Okay, thank you so much. Please join me in saying this affirmation. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Yay. Thank you. And will Javon please collect the gift?
That you guys can sing with me. It was a gift given to me just a couple of weeks ago for this very purpose. Slide, please. Oh, is it not there? Oh. No, it's not there. Oh, darn. No, it's not. Well, I'll just sing it for you. It's a few extra words, you know, not too simple, but it goes like this. Unless you guys want to do opening to love, let's do that. Since you guys just learned that one, let's do. I am opening to love. I am opening to love. I can spread my wings. Love is everything. I am open to love. I am opening to love. I am opening to love. I can spread my wings. Love is everything. I am open to love. I am opening to love. I am opening to love. I can spread my wings. Love is everything. I am open to love.
Thank you, Marilyn. Divine Spirit, the infinite, is alive in me and each and every one of you and in all. And I know and accept that as we gather these gifts, they are powerful agents for change in this world. That there is love and light emanating. And as it passes through us to other beautiful agents of love and light, I know and accept that this spiritual center is glowing, is growing, and is just a beautiful outpicturing as symbolized by these gifts of love in action. So the magnificence of the one says, yes, yes, and it is done. It is complete. And together we say, and so it is, yes, 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 yes. Excuse me. Yes. So, something very important. No one leaves. The workshop starts at 11:45. We're going to give ourselves a little, we need half an hour. So yes, so like I said, no one leaves. Yeah, cause and never mind. Okay. So I also just want to thank you for coming today. So it's been so energetic and so lovely and so fun. And I want to thank Marilyn Gale for all the song, the music. Yes. And Maya doing all of our sound. And Diana over there, the computer wizard. And Gary next to her. I just want to let you guys know he's a saint. He's a saint. He lives with me. He's a saint. Okay. And Rev Julia, who did our announcements for us. Thank you, Rev Julia. And Rev Lanny, who lit the candle. Yes. And Javon, who collected and greeted everyone. Thank you so much. And then last but not least, Rev Mitch. Yes. Okay. I promised you we would do this, and we're doing it again. So what is alive in you right now? Tell me and I will speed it out. Wonder. Joy. Gratitude. My shadow. Connection. Play. Blessings. Love. Wholeness. Creativity. Community. Agreement. Contentment. Spontaneity. Life. The little bird on your shoulder. Yeah. Okay. She said turkey vulture for those of you who didn't hear it. And sense of humor. I'm going to add sense of humor. Purpose. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot alive in us today. Wow. Cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So what I'd like you to do is to stand up. And we're going to do our benediction. So I will read it, and then if you could repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now. Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It's this thing called listening to the bird. It's this thing called shadow. It's this thing called love. I know it. I feel it. I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is. It's all yours, Marilyn.
All right. So here we go with We, also known as Community Song. And this song is written about my experience being here. We laugh, we smile, we stay for a while. As a community, we have joy and are free. We listen and we share, we love and we care. We honor this world and our good is unfurled. Together we stand in community. Hand in hand we are we. We pray and we grow. We learn and we know all the best will show as we live in the flow. Together we stand in community. Hand in hand we are we. Together we stand. Together we stand in community.